Lauri Flaquer of Sotar Solutions, and I'm here today on Focus Forward. I have an amazing guest, Lisa Cortes of Bienvenidos al Juego. Lisa, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about what your company does.
Well, my company is helping to bring inclusion and diversity into golf. Golf is growing and really providing opportunities, but they really want to build a diverse and inclusive community. And so Bienvenidos al Juego is a way to do that in a very fun, exciting way.
So tell me a little bit about the demographics. I don't know very much about golf. Tell me a little bit about the demographics. Who plays golf?
Well, you know, golf has been strategically played for many, many years by the United States business people, and so now it's growing in China. The USGA is really growing its efforts to take it to Latin America, and the Hispanic community in the United States is the largest growing population. So definitely it's a great marriage between an association that's looking to bring diversity in the Hispanic community in, and great opportunities for the Hispanic community to really take their businesses to the next level, find opportunities for healthy growth. I love the game of golf, so it's fantastic and fun, and I want to encourage as many people as possible to come play it. So my goal is to bring these two people together.
And the USGA is, what's that an acronym for?
The U.S. Golf Association.
U.S. Golf Association. And is that a large group?
They are the rule makers of the game of golf, so they're really interested in growing the game. These are men and women who have dedicated their life to keeping the authenticity of the game, and now they want to share it with as many people as possible.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really
I've always
exciting.
heard that so many deals are sealed on the golf course. Is that true?
It is true. There's a lot of ways of going about that, but in a diverse and inclusive society, what I really like about golf in business is that it's an opportunity to get to know perhaps your clients, or to have people who are interested in hiring you potentially get to know you better. So it's really an atmosphere in which you can go out and spend hours with someone that you're interested in impressing or being impressed by, and get to know them and see if there's a collaborative effort that can be made in business or in growth together.
What if you don't know how to play golf?
Well, that's
I mean,
where
you don't want to go out there and look stupid.
No, you don't. And that's one of the things that I'm really hoping to help golf organizations do, is learn how to reach out to the community. What are effective ways to bring the community that they're seeking to bring in to the golf courses, and why? Because there is definitely a difference, a cultural difference in how people approach things, and so I would like to teach these organizations how to bring in the Hispanic culture into the golf organization so that they do feel comfortable, so that they're curious about the game of golf, and so that they can learn that anybody can play golf. It's really a game for everyone.
Really?
It is.
Yeah, it sounds fun. I mean, you're making it sound fun. It sounds like it's something that I'm thinking, well, maybe I should learn how to do that.
I think you should definitely learn how to do it. You can find clients, you can find potential mates, you can take a date. There's so many wonderful ways, and the golf groups are so friendly and inviting, and I think that as we work together and teach communication and teach how to grow, that we can really build an inclusive environment that's beneficial for both the new players and then those who have been playing the game and keeping it what it is for all of these years.
Well, it sounds awesome. So, but how much does it cost to play golf? Is it like extremely expensive?
It isn't. You know, golf is really affordable. There are, you know, as with everything, the more into it you get, the pricier it can get. So it's really up to you. But you can rent clubs. You can borrow clubs. You can buy low-end clubs until you get better at playing the game. I played, my first golf set was $100 from a local store, and I played for that for years until I became better at playing golf and took some lessons. And now my golf clubs are a lot more than that, but I play much better golf, and they were worth the investment to me.
So how often do you play?
as often as possible. I play at least every weekend, and where I live, the rain sometimes gets the better of me. But I travel with my husband, and we play all over the world. We play locally, and it's just really something, even in that, as husband and wife, that's brought us together, given us an opportunity to go out and do something together that's healthy, that allows us to communicate outside of, well, what is going on at home today or what business needs to get taken care of. So I've really found it a great opportunity to even engage with my husband.
And how long have you been playing?
I've been playing for about 6 years now. And I'm really proud because I can say that on occasion I can even win. And that's really exciting. So it's definitely a skill and a game that you can pick up. There's a lot of great benefits for both sides, the community that I'm hoping, my Hispanic community, that will come in and play the game of golf. The golf associations do great charitable work. If you want to participate in giving back to your community. They also offer scholarships for school, and they're just really a great community to enter and learn more about yourself and develop. The rules are fun. There are a lot of them, so sometimes that can seem a little bit scary, but once you learn them, it really brings value to the game, so it's really fun.
Well, it sounds good. So the other question is, I know your husband's been playing for a long time. And so what I got out of this was you started 6 years ago, and sometimes you win?
And that has to do, of course, with how the game is scored. So you're never playing against another person. You're always playing against yourself. So there is a term called your handicap, and with my handicap, that sort of gauges how you play overall, and then sets a number or gives you a number. So when we take into consideration my handicap compared to his handicap, then I'm able to beat him.
Oh, I get it now. I get it now. Okay, good, good. So now what do you think the benefits for the clubs would be, the organizations, if you will, the country clubs or whatever? What do you think would be the benefit of opening up and being more inclusive, having more, not just Latinos, but other groups as well? I mean, how would that change what they're doing?
I think it would just really bring a lot of flavor. It would allow them to mentor individuals and new groups of players. I mean, the men and women who have played golf have so much knowledge and so much understanding in business. Golf translates to every part of your life. It's strategic, so you can really take strategic points that you learn in how to play golf to all sorts of areas of your life. And so I think that the men and women who have kept the game of golf alive for us have a lot of value that they can teach those of us who are new to the game, and they're willing to share it. So if we show up, they'll show us what we can do to improve our game, our life, and our strategic thinking.
Wow, that's amazing.
It is.
Yeah, often when you learn different strategies, you're able to now transfer those strategies into other areas of your life. So if I understand this correctly, learning to play golf will also spill into other areas. Is that right?
Absolutely. It really is a chess type of game. Even I liken it to salsa dancing. I told my husband this the other day. I said, you were very nervous about learning how to salsa dance, but once you did learn how to salsa dance and you learned what the right moves were and how to count, there was a very methodical way of doing this. It's the same thing with golf. And even more importantly, it's a rhythm. You learn your rhythm in golf, you learn your rhythm in life, you learn your rhythm in business. So it's really a great opportunity for people to grow personally, and like I said, in this wonderful game that's a lot of fun. And the clothes that are coming up and the accessories that are coming up, which for me as a Latina is very important. So I have a lot of fun finding great golf clothes that make me feel really cute on the course. And it's not significant to how well you play, but to me it's really important.
Well, it's fun.
It is fun.
It's fun. You have some fun clothes. You want to get out there. You want to play. It's great. So what are the things that you would suggest, maybe off the top of your head, that clubs could do to be more inclusive?
That's a really great question. one of the top things that I think that they could do that's very cost effective and they could do immediately is changing some of the signage in the golf courses or in the where you go practice at the driving ranges to be in English and in Spanish, because I know that whenever I see anything in my own language, it makes me really happy. And of course, it makes people feel really included.
Not only for the people that are coming in that speak that language, but for the other people, because everybody really, you know, they travel to Mexico, they go to Spain, it would allow them to, you know, be exposed to the other language.
Exactly, and it really makes you feel like if we are an inclusive group here, we recognize that our players are from all over. So I think that's one of the things that they could do. Another thing that I think that they could do is really make an effort to reach out in the community, do events, host events so that people can come in and learn. People are curious, but they're scared. They don't want to break the rules. They think that perhaps they're not welcome. And so I believe that if these golf associations do local outreach events, that could really encourage people to come in and try the game of golf.
I think it's a brilliant idea. That's great. So when you talk about community outreach, what kind of things are you talking about?
Well, the Latin community is very family oriented, and so whatever the events, find your local events where Hispanics would congregate, and then invite the whole family to come in. You have the potential, of course, wherever we go, one of us goes, many of us go. And so I think it's a really great opportunity, again, for local events or even host events. I'm interested in helping golf associations find ways to interact with the community that they're seeking to bring in, because it is a little bit different for both sides. How is it that you come together? So as a liaison, as a voice, my role would be to help people find out how to create these events that would attract new players.
In my mind, I don't know much about this, but in my mind, I can't imagine what children would be doing at necessarily, you know, a golf course or, a club. What kind of things would they have for children?
That's a great question. Most clubs have an area where parties can be hosted, different age groups. There's these small children golf clubs that can be played. They can put on the green and practice. The golf associations have what's called a First Tee, and it's a nonprofit organization that helps bring children into the game of golf. For our older children, they have video game type play that you can do where they even have radar Dopplers that test how far you can hit it. So on a rainy day or on a cold day, you can go in and play. It's really fun. So there are all sorts of things that people can come in to do. And of course, they almost always have food and beverage to sit and enjoy with your family at most golf clubs.
So it sounds like a fun day out for the whole family.
Exactly.
That sounds great. And then do you have to be a member of the club, or, can anybody just come in?
Pretty much everyone can come in. There are some exclusive clubs and private clubs, and of course you would have to be invited in, but they're fantastic, great public courses and clubs that you can go attend. Look up in your local directory and take a look. I mean, it's really worthwhile to see the benefits. Also, for golf players, you're outdoors, you're walking 18 holes. You can walk up a mile or more just going out and playing your 18 holes. So it's an exciting exercise, healthy, family-oriented game that you can come and enjoy.
And when you're doing that, are you walking the whole time in this, or are there places to stop, or
There are places to stop and there are choices. If your health doesn't allow you to walk, there are carts that you can rent to drive around, or sometimes even when it's too hot, if we visit somewhere that's a very hot location, then frequently we will drive in a golf cart. But walking, and then you have a cart, and generally halfway around the course there's somewhere to stop. They have golf people that come out and serve you beverages, and I mean, it's really quite fun.
It sounds like
Yeah.
It sounds great. And it sounds like it's so pretty, because I've seen so many golf courses that are absolutely gorgeous.
Inspiring. The U.S. Open is going to be held in my hometown in Tacoma, Washington. It is one of the most beautiful golf courses I have ever seen. And it was very reminiscent of the golf courses that I saw in Ireland. Just amazing. So they're a great place, very park-like atmosphere to go out and play.
So you've been to Ireland golfing? What was that like?
Oh my goodness, it was incredible. The ruins of a castle were on the ground. And what I loved about the golf course there that I recognize now in the golf course in my hometown is that they were created, they're called links courses, and they're created to really enhance the nature of the surrounding area. So they're not beautiful and perfect. They really just grow. There's tall grasses, just really enhance the beauty of the natural area. So I really enjoyed both the ones in Ireland and now being able to recognize that that's what I have in my very own backyard.
And from what I understand, golf is becoming, it's changing with the times, and it's becoming more ecologically friendly. Is that?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking that question. That's one of the things that golf has been sort of recognizing where they could be improving is what they do. So they're recycling water, they're lessening the amount of water that they use. And so it is, the golf courses that we play on are changing. We're going to see browner grasses as we're playing, but as you become a better golfer, those challenges improve your game. So it's very exciting. I love to partner with agencies that are really looking globally how to make changes that are important to everyone and that aren't just reserved for the few. So I think that they're doing a really great job of addressing these ecological issues that we're all facing.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant, yeah. When I was in Morocco, I was talking to someone there who was talking about the use of water for the golf courses and how low they have to dig to actually hit water. And it was changing significantly because of the game of golf, because it's basically, you know, that area of Morocco is really on a desert. So that was very interesting when I learned about how much water it took to actually keep those greens up and all that. So, and it's special grass.
It is special grass that they use, and I don't know much about the details of
That's
the
okay.
grass, but one of the things that they're doing is that they're putting sand underneath the new courses and how they aerate it and how they water it. And then again, just making sure that it doesn't look picture perfect all of the time, that the grass goes along and changes with the seasons as it's intended to. So just different things that the golf organizations are doing in order to address it is really brilliant on their part, and we're grateful. We're grateful that they're taking these things into consideration as they're building and repairing the golf courses that are available for us to play on.
And then even really great golfers are going to now have to, you know, maybe it's leveling the playing field a little bit for them.
Great golfers love it because it really challenges them to use their skill, and this is the strategic part where that comes in, because you really have to then assess what clubs you're going to use, what you think you can do to get your ball strategically to where you want it. So it really brings it back to being more of a thought game versus just hitting it the hardest or the furthest that you can. So I think it's really exciting, and I think it's really exciting for the professionals who play the game.
So maybe the new people coming in may, you know, have not as difficult of a time because they're learning on these new courses, you know?
Absolutely. And again, this is where it's brilliant that we have mentors that can teach us how to play on these courses, because you do definitely take a different outlook when you're playing the game. But I do think that it will be easier. Maybe, I know one of the things that I feared the most when I started golfing was hurting the grass when I hit it. And my instructor was really good about helping me overcome that. So perhaps those coming on won't be as worried when they hit the grass, to know that it's okay because it'll be changing and they can replace and grow the grass that you do hit. That is its intention.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. So I tried to, I went to the driving range once and I tried to do that, and it didn't work out so well. I was like, how can I not hit that ball? I just don't understand it. You know, it was interesting. So when you're talking about bringing Latinos in, what's the benefit for them to, you know, because I know that they're a culture that they like to have movement and fun and excitement, and, so what would be the benefit for these people?
Well, I think it's a really important benefit because, of course, as always, we want to grow and develop. And so we have a lot of people who have their own businesses, who have made it into the corporate world. And so now they're really looking to expand and extend their opportunities. Well, golf is really one of these great opportunities because by going, as I mentioned earlier, to either be better known by the group of people that you're working with, improve your strategic skills while you're on the golf course, your health because you can choose to walk it and you're out in the fresh air, and also opportunities to give back to your community, to serve in the charitable causes that are supported throughout the Golf Association, and even scholarships can be found. When your children are playing, if they develop, they offer a lot of scholarships in order to get your children to college. So I think that there's a lot of collaboration that can occur and growth and development that can happen for the Latin community in the game of golf.
So now you're going to have a big event,
Yes.
okay? Huge, okay?
Huge.
You said that people are coming from all over for this.
All over the world.
How does that relate to maybe opening this up and being more inclusive? How does that relate to this event?
Well, for one, it's going to be hard to miss all of the activity. So one, it's a really great time to become curious about it because some of the world's best players are going to be right in reach of. So if you're a business, how can you gain value from that? Millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars, will be spent in the upcoming event. So how can you access that? How can you become part of that? And then secondly, if you are curious and nervous about looking foolish or not, there'll be promotions and clubs will be open to answering questions. So there's a lot of opportunity for the community at this time to really take advantage of what is coming to our area and learn how to benefit from it.
Well, it sounds so exciting.
It is really exciting.
So how many, I don't know very much, as I said, about golf, and I've heard of, a few golfers, the famous ones, but how many Latino golf pros are there?
Not very many. In the game, I would say I personally know of about 6 that are currently playing in the professionals. And so even as the voice of the Latino community, I would love to bring those professionals in and help discuss and talk about the importance and value what they learned by playing golf, how they got interested, how they got introduced to it. I was introduced in a very funny way, so I would love to hear these stories, and I would love to have these professionals help me bring in the Latin community into the game of golf.
Well, it sounds like a great idea because, people need to come together. They need to be in a place where, it's fun, it's exciting, it's inclusive. I mean, that's the whole thing is you think not just Latinos, but if I don't know anything about golf, I wouldn't feel comfortable. But if there's a big event, there's a lot of people and it's around the event or something, it makes it a lot easier. So then I'm like, oh, well, let me go check this out and now I'll have an opportunity to be looking around at other things. But I wouldn't, necessarily go up to a club by myself and say, oh, hi, I'm here for the first time.
Well, let me invite you to come out. So by taking a look at my website, I'll be hosting a TV show and interviewing local experts and professionals in the area to really just invite you to come out and take a risk, take a look, come to one of our events. Very exciting time to join golf. So I invite you to join me to play golf.
Well, I would love to. I have to take a few lessons before we do that.
We can do that.
It sounds great. So thank you so much for coming on the show. I think that this is going to be amazing what you're doing. I really think it's so valuable and so important.
Thank you so much. It really is.
So thanks so much for tuning in today. We learned all about golf and we learned about how we're going to open that up to, or how Lisa's going to help open that up to other populations, Latinos especially. This should be amazing. And I think we should all check it out. Why don't we go out to the golf course and check out what's going on? So thanks so much for tuning in today. Lauri Flaquer, Focus Forward. Take care.